Hey everybody, it's Kelly with Inky Hands Warm Hearts. How are you guys today? I am excited to be with you once again. Today we're making this really fun hello card with the Irresistible Blooms Bundle. And these are the dies. They're fantastic. We're going to use the large flower, the 3-leaf die, and this really fantastic little circle. You can see how cool it is. There's a caveat about it, so I want to tell you, and that's why I made this card, so I could show you what you have to do. This fantastic die is also incredible. And there's some designer paper that you can also get that's part of this little suite of products. I've also used this new 3-pack of embossing folders. They're called Basics 3D. And there's 3 folders in this package. These are part of the online exclusives that are going to be starting on Wednesday, the 1st of March. So you can purchase them on Wednesday. This is the little caveat about that particular die. So it doesn't cut out a circle, but I'm going to show you how to do that. But it cuts into the paper and leaves that portion attached. So we will have some online exclusives, and they will be available, like I said, March the 1st. This little suite of products here has the Irresistible Blooms stamp set and dies, which can be purchased as a bundle, the Irresistible Blooms Designer Series paper, and the fantastic loose frosted dots, which I think are great. Here are the 3D folders that you can purchase as a 3-pack. I also got these letters, which I thought were pretty cool. I haven't gotten this paper yet, but most likely I will. So starting March 1st, there's going to be online exclusives in my store. So you just can go there, check those out. This whole week, I'm going to be using this little set of stamps and dies. So I hope that you enjoy what I'm going to teach you today. Let's go ahead and get started. So you can see the fantastic texture in the background of this card. That was made with one of the Basics 3D folders. There's also a polka dot and a little like starburst that almost looks like a starfish. So there's 3 really great patterns in that pack. Now, like I said, this cuts, and you're going to see when I use it, it's going to leave it still intact in the paper, which makes a fantastic way for you to make that the front of your card. I chose to use it as a ring just because I wanted people to see that there were other ways to use it. And let's go ahead and get started. We're going to make this cute card. So I started with a piece of daffodil. It's 8.5 by 5.5 inches. And I am going to score it or fold it at the 4¼ inch mark. So I'm going to put my 2 corners together. And you can use your Simply scoreboard to do your, center score marks. I tend to use it mostly for treat boxes, which I make a ton of. But so there is our Daffodil Delight. Now, I have already embossed it. This is a 1/4 piece of cardstock, so it's not smaller than, it's going to be the exact size of the front of my card. So 4¼ by 5.5, and we are going to attach that there. We are going to die cut this little circle, and we're going to stamp those stamps and die cut those out. So let's pull out the dies we're going to need. We're going to need this circle die for this piece of Tahitian Tide. We're going to need this large flower and this 3-leaf die. So I'm going to go ahead and pull those out. Let's get some scrap paper. There we go. All right, let's move this to the side. So I'm going to stamp in Daffodil Delight, my pretty flower. I also stamped my flower inside, so I'm going to do that one at the same time. So I'm going to go ahead and ink this up. And we're going to do this pretty flower right here. I'm going to set that to the side for a minute. I'm going to open my card and I'm going to grab a scrap paper. Sorry for my arm in the way. My scrap paper is in front of me. I'm going to put it in the corner because I'm going to stamp that flower kind of off the corner and it's going to go off of the paper. So we're going to go ahead and stamp my flower there in the corner. See why I needed the scrap. Okay, let's put that to the side. We don't need that right now. We're done with our Daffodil Delight. Let's go ahead and stamp our Granny Apple Green. Grab my next stamp. And here's our 3-leaf. Gonna put that right here. And I'm also gonna use Granny Apple Green to stamp the inside of our card. See that speckle? This stamp set has a really fantastic speckle. So I'm going to grab my inside card again and grab my scrap of paper. We're going to ink up the speckle. Pretty cool, right? So now let's go ahead and clean all 3 stamps. Well, actually, I have one more stamp to stamp, so let me stamp it and we'll clean all of them. We're going to stamp the word hello in Memento black ink, and I'm just going to use a long scrap of Tahitian Tide. So let me grab my hello stamp. Here it is. Isn't it cute? The font is so cute in this set. I'll bring the stamp set back out in a minute, but let me ink that up real good. And I'm gonna go ahead and just stamp it right here. Okay, now we can clean our stamps because now we're done with the stamping part. So let me grab my chamois. I need to add a little water to it. Super squeaky, but it cleans fantastic. All right, get our stamps out of the way. And we are gonna put a little bit of Blushing Bride in the center of our flower. So I'm just gonna pick it up with a small blending brush. I'm gonna purge a little off here, and then I'm gonna come in the middle and I'm just gonna deposit a little bit of Blushing Bride in the center of my flower. So for our ink colors today, we used Blushing Bride, Granny Apple Green, Daffodil Delight, and Memento. Those were our 4 ink colors. All right, I'm done with the scrap. Let's bring our die cut machine in and let's go ahead and die cut our 3 pieces. So what I like to do when I die cut is I will cut my scrap away and just have the small piece that I need. And I'm going to use the mini machine today. These should fit on the mini machine. So you can get the mini machine in boho blue just for a few more days if you sign up and join my team. I do have the boho blue machine. I'm using the white one. Let me go grab the boho blue though so you can see it. It's really pretty. Here it is. Let me put the white one up so you guys can see them side by side. So you can pick either one. For $129, you get $175 worth of products of your choice, plus the machine. It's a $63 machine, and the boho blue is only available until the 28th of February, as far as I know. They told us it's exclusive for this promotion. So we do sell the white ones, but if you don't want a blue one and you want a white one, you can pick white instead. I'm going to go ahead and use my white one and die cut So we're gonna put our plate number 1, which is our platform, and then our plate number 2. I'm pulling that back a little bit. See how the white one's sticking out? Then we're going to take our pieces. I'm gonna bring it up to the camera so you guys can see. And we have to match our little flower up here. So I gotta find, there we go. I think I had it the right way the first time and then I moved it. So there is our flower. And here is our leaf. My hands are a little shaky. My carpal tunnel doesn't, I can't feel things very well. And my thumb is pretty bad. So forgive me, my shaking. So I'm gonna go ahead and lay this down on here. I already moved it out of the way with my shaking. I'm sorry, guys. Doing the best I can for you. Okay. So we're gonna go ahead and put our other plate on top, and that will sandwich it and hold these dies in place. We're gonna go ahead and push it through the machine and start cranking. And I'm gonna put my hand on top once I get it through a little and put it through. And it is a lightweight machine because it's portable, right? So it does take a little more pressure than the big machine does. But here's our 2 dies. So I'm gonna put those over here with my card, and then let's go ahead and grab our Tahitian Tide. And I'll get my other plate on top. And let's start cranking that through the machine. All right. Sorry for moving my mat everywhere, but like I said, it takes a little pressure. My hands don't work so great. So let's go ahead and move that machine out of the way. Okay. I'm going to discard this piece. And I'm going to show you what you get when you die cut this particular die. It's pretty awesome. So when you take the die off the top, I better put these dies back before I lose them onto my magnet sheet that I have added. They don't come on a magnet sheet, but I purchase magnet sheets for my dies because to me, it's a no-brainer. I love that. And let me show you the other fonts like I was talking about. See how cute these fonts are in the stamp set? I used the Hello today. All right, so when you pull these pieces out, I will save this one because it's rather large. I could use it again, but the rest of them, they're gonna fall away and you're gonna have this really beautiful dotted circle, almost wreath-like. Let me use my take your pick tool and push out this little piece that didn't go. There we go. See how pretty that is? So this itself can be die cut out onto a piece that's as large as the front of a card. And then you can see the inside of the card and you have this gorgeous shape on the outside, which is a no-brainer to use it that way. I mean, that's how the die was designed to be used. But I wanted to show you guys a different way to use it. So what I'm gonna do is I am just gonna snip out. You can see I'm kind of cutting them a little bit off. It's because I want to round them. And if I cut them straight, they won't be rounded. So I have a couple more to snip them out. And I will snip this piece. And then I'm gonna have a free-flowing circle. So there's that, okay? And so the next step to make it the wreath-like is to just round. So I'm just taking my scissor and rounding each one of those pieces where it came, where I cut it kind of angled. And I mean, you're just gonna do your best. If you can't make a perfect circle, oh, I can't even talk. That's okay. We're doing our best here. But having that little bit of extra paper allows you to be able to kind of move your paper or move your little wreath-like piece in a circular, instead of it being just chopped off straight. But you can also just chop it off straight. It's up to you. All right, so I wanted to show you guys that you could cut this out if you chose to do this. It's a little bit more time consuming, of course, but I think it's well worth it. I am using this card tonight for a swap card. I have a meeting with my sideline, which is when you sign up for Stampin' Up, like you guys can sign up under me, there are people that sign up when there's multiple people under one person. Each of those people, we call them sidelines. So in other words, they're the same, they're in the same boat as you. They signed up under the same person. So I meet with them every other month and we do some fun things. So pretty cool, right? So we've now trimmed that out. So I'm gonna take my, we have this debossed and embossed. I'm gonna do the debossed side. I really love it. So I'm gonna take the embossed side, and that's the side I'm gonna put the glue on. So I love using wet glue, especially with embossing folders, because you get that nooks and cranny action with the wet glue that you don't get with a tape runner. So let's go ahead and attach our 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 inch daffodil on top. Give that a second to set. I'm gonna, while that's setting, I'm gonna go ahead and put some dots of the wet glue. Jasper, my little bunny ambassador's in here with me. Jasper, he's funny. He's really good company though. I've shown him a couple times on videos, so you may have seen him, but he is my joy. He brings me so much fun, and he's always getting into something, and he's really great company. So see how I put just a dot of glue on, not every single dot, not the teeny tiny ones, but most of them, okay? And so I'm gonna take my tweezer, I'm gonna grab where there's no glue, and then I'm gonna bring my card in, and while that front part is drying, this will be drying too. So figure out how I want my wreath to lay, maybe like this, and I'm just gonna go ahead and attach it down. Now, one thing that I like to do whenever I need to hold something in place and I need to do other things, I use one of my larger clear blocks and I just set that on there, push it to the side and let it do its thing. We are gonna add these two pieces together to form our pretty flower like this. So I'm gonna put a little bit of wet glue on this pointy part here at the back end of the leaves and attach my flower in place. Then I'm gonna flip it over and I am gonna use Stampin' Dimensionals because I'm gonna lift it up off of my card. So let's grab a few of those. You guys know I use a lot of them. I'm gonna use one in that juncture where it attaches, so to make sure it keeps it in place. And then I'm gonna put one on this leaf, and then I think I'm gonna use minis for the other leaf pieces. All right, maybe one more mini. Maybe two more minis. Oh gosh, guys, you know how I am. Can't stop. All right, so let's go ahead and pull these off and get ready for this part, right? Oops. Hopefully that glue will be dry in a minute. I'm sure it will be by the time we get to it. That weight on there will help. Yeah, I got all those backs off. We also want to trim out the word hello. So let me put this on top. Let me grab my baby guillotine cutter. I like to use it for quick cuts like this. So I'm just going to go ahead and maybe right there. And then I'm going to trim this other end. Just like that. Now, I'll save my little scrap because it's actually not little. And then I'm just going to angle cut here on this side. I'm going to flip it over and angle cut this way. And I think I'm going to put dimensionals on the back of that as well. So let me grab those. 1, 2 of those on there. And let's go ahead and pull the backs off of them. And then we are almost ready. We'll have to do our bow. We already stamped our inside, right? So let's move our block out of the way. Put these guys up here. This is ready, nice and dry. All right, let's do our bow next. So I'm using the Sweet Sorbet. I'm not exactly sure how much ribbon I'll use, but I'll untie it once I've tied it. Probably like that. Let me just cut it and then I'll tie it again. All right, so that I can tell you how much I've used. You can see how much I love it. I'm almost out. I did already order another one because I knew I was getting close. I use ribbon so much. And these thin ribbons are really fun to use a lot of. All right, so let's measure that. I think maybe a little over 12 inches or right at 12 inches. Hey, I couldn't have done that any better. So 12 inches of ribbon. So what you want to do is just make a really big looped bow. So see how big my loops are? So I'm making 2 rabbit ears. I'm going to cross them. Bring one set through the hole in the back here. And I'm just going to pull, okay? And I want my loops to be, you know, rather large here. Let's see. Like that. So I'm going to go ahead and, oops, fold. I think I'm a little off. Let me try that again. I don't think I was even. Let's try and make them even. Now, let's see. Now I'm even. All right, let's do that one more time. Sorry, guys. Well, you know, you get to see me do it twice. You learn how to do it better. It's in the interest of everyone. Oh, I constantly am laughing at myself. All right, so there's my bow. You see how it has long loops and long tails? We're going to turn, and we're going to put a mini glue dot on that knot. So I'm going to pull one back here. And we're going to put a mini glue dot right there. Okay. And we're going to attach our flower, you know, wherever you think it looks good, how far over you want it, and that kind of stuff. So that looks good to me. And see that bow there with that mini glue dot? I'm going to lift up and I'm going to tuck that underneath. Just like that. Press this down and I'm going to let these loops like that. Isn't that pretty? It's a different way to do a bow. And then we're going to add our hello right here. Let me make sure it's straight. Gosh, I can't do anything straight today. There we go. So there's my hello. Let's get my mini glue dots out of the way. We don't need this block. I'll put that in my drawer. All right, so there's our card. What are we missing? These fantastic loose frosted dots. So this is how I go about picking them. So I want 2 pink and a yellow. So I'm going to grab my Take Your Pick tool, the putty end, okay? My hands are dry, guys. I need to put some lotion on them. All right, so I'm going to grab my glue, and I'm going to put a dot where I want the loose gem to go. That's good for me. So I have 3 dots. Making quite a mess over here, making lots of noise. Jasper's usually the one that's making all the noise, but not today. All right, so I'll grab a yellow one. Okay, there it is. And I'm gonna go ahead and lay it onto that glue dot right there. Move it around until it grabs, and it will, over time, it will, you know, hold on. So let's grab a pink one, put it right here. And I want one that's facing up. There we go. So there's another one, which is why I added that pink to the center of my flower, because I really wanted to tie in that beautiful pink color. So what do you think? These are great. Don't forget, March 1st, you can purchase the Irresistible Blooms stamp set dies or the bundle. You can get these loose frosted dots, and you can get the designer series paper that goes with it, which is actually very pretty. Mine hasn't gotten here yet, so I'm waiting on it, but there it is, and it is pretty fantastic. And I used the embossing folders today. Let me show you the 3 different folders, because we're done kind of early for this video. So let me show you pretty quick. So those are the 3, but when you see them in person, it's just so much better. So there's the one that we did today. Okay, it has those little hash marks. There's the one that I say looks like little starfish. Isn't it pretty? Because see these in the middle of all these little marks, that's what gets embossed. It's like a little star. And then the last one is the polka dots. And they're all 3D folders, so they make a nice deep impression. So thanks for being here with me, guys. I will be using this bundle all week, so you'll get to see other projects with it. I hope that you like it. Leave me a comment, a like, and subscribe to my channel. I'm grateful to have you here. Thanks for being here. This is Kelly with Inky Hands Warm Hearts. Happy stamping!